in marketing and consumer sciences. With a background in retail, she founded the venture O Bhaji. For the past 8 years, she has been associated with Jeevit Nadi, working on river conservation. Adopting a river stretch through Jeevit Nadi has been a personal journey of unlearning and societal understanding. She uses art as a medium to connect communities to the cause and has led to the river curriculum initiative in schools. You may begin now.
A very good afternoon. Thank you, Isola, for giving me this opportunity. I'm going to go through a little personal journey because I'm not qualified in any of these terms of being an architect or being anyone involved with ecology other than the Ecological Society course, which changed me. So this is a perspective from a common person, and if I could be here today, I'm sure all of you can. So this is a story of a beautiful stretch, Ram-Mula confluence Devrai. When I reflect, I think my association with this stretch is something like an arranged marriage. So there was, some kind of a click when I saw the place first. I got into it knowing nothing, like all arranged marriages are. And then there was one point of commitment, which still exists. It's been 8 years. We have been associated with this stretch. This is how the stretch looked on the first day when we started, August 2017. It's filled with plastic. I didn't know where to start, what to do. Being from a management background, always had plans, 5-year plans, execution, everything. Nothing made sense when I took up this project, and I didn't know how long it would last. But this was the low-lying fruit. Plastic was everywhere, and it's the same situation after every monsoon now also. So it's a river that brings in plastic. So we started regular cleanups. The stretch has a vibe of its own. So we started doing things which would get people. It's an extremely positive space, unlike other river banks in any urban situation scenario. So we curated a nature walk, which talks about the whole walk, the whole stretch. So students, corporates, international delegates, we have invited everyone. We went into the online model when COVID came. We have, I think, almost catered to 5,000 people through these walks. Can I just say next? It's not good. Okay, so we continued. We had music programs. There were poetry sessions. Some were, made in-house. Some we started calling people. Can you just go next, please? So then this is an art installation that's done. Actually, Prachi had taken the initiative for this. We had river ecology sessions that we have done there. Theatre workshops. We had general concept of green mic, where most of us here are associated with the environment, and we realize we are pretty lonely. So we had this concept of green mic. You come talk about the work that you're doing. Next. So as you realize, when we started, it was a very anthropocentric approach to looking at the stretch. I wanted to get more people. Everyone in the team was associated. We used to make these programs and bring people. And we have been successful, not because of what we do, just because of how the stretch is. But as we started going, we realized that there are so many more processes that's happening there. So first, just to give you an idea, where are we? So this is a confluence, like Pune city is a confluence. This is a confluence of 2 rivers in Pune, that is Ram, Nadi and Mula. So the confluence area is where we are. Mula is the bigger river. But around, so this is basically a watershed of 2 rivers. But there is rapid development happening because this is one of the last cities before you hit the highway going to Mumbai. So there's a lot of development. I stay right there. So in the past 12, 13 years, a lot has happened there. So what we started doing also is we started, understanding the stretch. So there was tree mapping done. This was done way back in 2019. It was the first principal level where we actually went, had quadrants, and actually, saw which trees were what. Today we have an app, but the whole area is mapped. So this is just giving you statistics. Next. Another thing that is special here is we see a lot of habitats. Okay. I'll just quickly talk about the spring. Now this was also, we had this year, in the past 3 months, we have opened up one of the springs, and Dr. Kulkarni from Aquadam has actually come, and he himself has concluded that the space that we are in, it's a 500-meter space that we have adopted, actually there's a seepage phase of 500 liters of water every minute. So if we look at, probably including the summer months, probably it'll come down a little, but anywhere near to 200 liters per minute of water is going through the space that is there. I mean, it's underground water, subsurface, which we cannot see, but it is there. It's leading to the Mula. These are some of the other habitats: a river braided channel, rocky outcrop, open riverbed. Why I'm just putting this across is there's so much in this small space of 500. These are not photographs taken by me. We support a whole big group of volunteers, some beautiful photographers, birders. These are special friends of mine. I love them. That's the spotted owlet. He's like our highlight. We see 3 of them at the stretch today. And the hornbill, grey hornbill, who's currently nesting. So the male comes with 6 fruits in his mouth and feeds the female and the chicks. It's beautiful. You can just see in your naked eye. We have mapped everything, all the kind of flora, fauna, all the different kinds of species that are there. And the GBBC, which was one of the bird counts that was done, again, hotspot was done, what happened at our stretch because most number of sightings were done. Again, some of my favorites. The one in the middle is a Thekadi spider, okay, seen only in 2 spaces in the world. One is the Baner Thekadi and the other one is at Ram-Mula confluence. This is a daddy longlegs, a type of spider. Suddenly I spotted it after monsoon. And right there is a wasp nest. Now traditionally it should be found on a tree, but when we were cleaning, we saw the nest right there down. And it's beautiful engineering if you go and spend time. And there's one entry point and one exit point, and everyone sticks to that rule. Just quickly, I mean, there's so much more to show, but I'm just running through this quickly. One important part that I would like to bring about is invertebrates. So we had a team of limnologists. As I told you, I had no idea what these streams of science were also when I started. But there are experts, Shailaja Jatai also, and a lot of, she brought in a lot of experts, and we as volunteers learn every day. So there's an endemic species of rotifers which have been identified. They are excellent decomposers of soil, which is required. And this is something lately done, which is a study of diatoms. Now, again, these are all microscopic things which you and I cannot see in the naked eye. But diatoms is a bioindicator. It shows the health of the ecosystem, obviously underwater. And they actually produce 20 to 25% of the oxygen in the world. And they are present all 12 months in the wetlands. Again, this is historical evidence at the stretch. This is a 19th century traditional water pulley system, or something that we call a moat. We have found remains at the stretch. And there are also deities, there are stone figurines that talk about gods of the shepherds, of fishermen, gods like Masoba, Sati, Asra. All that has been documented at the stretch. Okay, so now this was the landscape part, now I'm going to the conflict part. Like all the previous speakers have said, we are talking about around 8 hectares of land, which has come down in the 8 years that we have been here to almost 50%. Okay, the space that we work in till now, every Sunday we do a cleanup, 7:30 to 8:30. We have, because of our constant going there, we have been able to save it at least till now. But all around there has been encroachments which has started. Now this was something that happened in 2020. It was a sand mining activity that we saw. It was just in, getting off after COVID. We were not regularly going to the stretch. And I didn't even know what sand mining was, okay? But so we started, we went, there was a Tehsildar, we did the FIR, everything. It was not going anywhere, like how the system works. It was not going anywhere. So one day, Shailajatai told us we're all just going to sit down and write letters. One letter went to NGT. NGT issued a suo motu case on our behalf. I just knew the full form of NGT. I didn't know anything about the case, what suo motu meant. But then began a whole journey of working with the administration, working with legal, knowing legal terms, what are proceedings, what are orders. Why I'm telling you is it might be overwhelming as just a citizen, and it is still for me. But I feel we, as a system, as a whole, democracy, this is basic things which actually empower people. Knowing your legal right, as well as how to ask for things, which is so sadly not taught anywhere. But anyway, this case gave a beautiful breakthrough. We have a river rejuvenation committee that has been made. Quarterly meetings for the last 3 years. We have quarterly meetings. It's beautiful when we go for the meetings. There's the head of the meeting who sits there. There's this whole group of officials sitting around. I feel it's like a principal and teachers around. Everyone's scared. No one knows what to say. No one has done their work. We as citizens are asking everyone, and everyone's quiet. And as we realize that everyone's working in silos, okay, there is so much of disconnect in this whole, and the system is like this invisible web. Okay, it's just existing, and even people in the system don't know how to use it. So last week we were sitting in the office with a forest official, and I asked him, are we as a city not supposed to have these spaces? And he was quiet. He said, my hands are tied. I don't have it on paper. He's an IFS officer sitting there, a strong person. What are you doing? If you don't have the system, how do I have? He's asking us to go to court. This is not what I want to do. I want to write, I want to draw, I want to sing, I want to dance. Why do I need to go to court? Next. These are the other stresses that we have seen at the stretch, and we continue. It's not all negative. I have learned how to speak to the ward office. I've learned where the ward office is. I know how to draft letters. It's been a positive learning from me, but these are not some things I signed up for. Then, come January, like every other Sunday, we go to the stretch and we see this work happening on the other side. This is a major project, an ambitious project of some people. It's the riverfront project. It has started on the PCMC side. So the Mula River, which I'm talking about, one is Mula and the other one is Ram. Mula River differentiates. So one side is PCMC administration, one side is PMC. So the PCMC side work had started, full-fledged. Now if you go, you can see a full embankment. So we knew, we had to do something. Time was running short. So the whole of, there's one before. Okay. So 3 weeks down, we still thought it was still happening at PCMC, probably not happening at us, we still have time. But 3 weeks down, we saw this, the numbers on the trees next in our stretch, and they all were numbered. So for the month of January, we did something called a Jal Sanjeevani Seva. Every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we called people. The main motto was to get people to the stretch and tell them about the project. I think we did it quite effectively. Next. It led to the Chipko March. We had around 5,000 people who came up to the stretch. It created some kind of a pressure, not that we could see, but yes, people were at least calling Shailajatai and asking, okay, what do you want? What do you want from this? What do you want? And as that was happening, one of the volunteers, he's actually here, he asked, why is this not called Devrai? And this was not any brilliant, branding situation or time. It was something that was right there. Okay, it is a Devrai. We have cultural spaces. We have a biodiversity-rich space. We have trees. We have everything that we have medicinal plants. So we started calling it the Devrai. Not that we had not tried. 2018, we had already sent letters to the forest department asking for this place to be called a forest. But then we had another name. It was Ram-Nadi confluence Devrai. Next. After that, another one of the volunteers, she very tactfully, I think, that's why it's not a one-person journey. It's always a journey of a lot of volunteers. So she put in a grievance to the MOEFF, and the forest officials came. We've had 2 meetings. As I said, the last meeting was with one of the forest officials. But I mean, fingers crossed, though at least they're talking. Okay, I don't know where this is going to lead. We have not got anything in writing, but the battle is on. Yeah, so I think from an arranged marriage has come to an extreme close love affair. But this is a mother tree that you see in the stretch. I'm sure people who have come to the stretch know this. And I've always wondered. So there is that umbar tree, which is a fig tree, the ficus in the middle, and around it is a liana. It's a woody climber. To reach this stage, at least it needs to be 200 years old. So I know it's more than all of us here. It seems so much more. But I've always wondered, why does not the ficus just break and get out of this, suffocation which I feel it is sometimes. But then when I look back, I think this right here is teaching us. Okay, it's teaching us acceptance, it's teaching us give and take, it's teaching us imperfections, it's teaching us strength, it's teaching us elegance. And if such spaces are lost, we are not going to be taught any of that, because the rest of the world is busy doing something else. This is a painting done by one of the urban sketchers team, and even to get this inspiration, you need a stretch like that. Thank you.